Hello, Rough Rider Nation, and welcome to the Rider Report, the ins and outs of Yavapai College athletics. I'm Brad Clifford, the athletic director here at Yavapai College. I'm joined today by our softball coach, Doug Eastman. Doug, welcome back to the program.
Thanks for having me, Brad.
It's good to have you. Let's talk a little bit about our fall season. First of all, I think the last time we spoke on this program, you were finishing up recruiting, so this was, late August, early August, somewhere around there. How'd the recruiting end up for us this year?
Well, I think it went really well, and the thing I'm excited about is we have a good balance. You know, we have three pitchers. We got two pitchers that are obviously sophomores coming back. We have a fantastic young freshman from Washington, a power pitcher, something that we needed in our dynamic. And you know, two-year schools are always a little crazy because right before the season started, we had 3 decommits. You know, the problem with going after top quality athletes, you know, the 4-year schools want them too.
Correct.
So right there at the end, we had 3 infielders that decommitted within 3 weeks of the season. We were able to pick up a couple of young ladies in Shelby Hotchkiss, and she's really done a great job. And then Caitlin Kubicek. We brought her in to also be a middle infielder. So those 2 young ladies have really stepped up, really excited on who they are. And it's really helped us be pretty solid in the infield.
You had a lot to replace, so those are big shoes to fill for those young ladies.
Well, when you look at our infield, Brad, you have freshmen everywhere. The only non-freshman we have in our infield is Kaylee Mayberry at first base, and quite frankly, she didn't play first base last year.
Right.
So we really have everybody new, third, short, second, first. We have a freshman catcher. Of course, we have 2 sophomore also that catch behind the plate, but it is a brand new team, and there'll be some bumps and bruises, but I like where we're at.
So we had a lot of monsoon storms in September. The field got pretty beat up there, but we were eventually able to get some practices. And how the practices have been going for us this fall?
They're going really well. You know, I've structured them a little different this year. We do have a brand new infield, so we're actually doing a lot of one-on-one stuff, not just all total body practices. So there's some things, there's some technique, there's some footwork, there's some things that we need to work on with double play pivots and where we need to be on first and third plays and stuff like that. So it's a little different when you have a group coming back. They already know all that stuff. We got to break it down in a different capacity this year, but they're doing great. I love this group.
Fantastic. Now we've had some games. What do you see from the team from the games?
Well, we're a very explosive offense. You know, one of the problems in playing fall ball is we can't always get the greatest competition up here that's at our level. Right. You know, I mean, bless the club teams for coming up here. Some of them just don't have the horses to compete with a quality 2-year program, but it's going really well. We faced a young lady, a lefty, the other day that had a great rise ball that's committed to Sacramento State.
Your old stomping grounds.
My old stomping grounds, yeah, the Hornet, and she stung us a little bit. I mean, she had a great rise ball, something that we really haven't seen in the fall that much. But the thing I liked about it was our resiliency. I mean, in game 2, she also came out and pitched, and we hit her around pretty good. And in the second game, we made great adjustments, and we actually dominated the game. So this team, I think, is going to be really good when you play the Tuesday, Saturday every week. We have that flow. We have that confidence. I think we're in good shape, Brad.
Well, and I think we've had to cancel some games because of weather, and I think we've had a couple of good teams that have canceled due to the weather. So that plays a factor in that, trying to replace those games with some different teams. Give us some strengths and weaknesses with this team.
Well, I think strengths, we have 3 quality pitchers that throw strikes. And, you know, when you have competitors out there on that rubber that aren't going to give up free bases, they're going to pound the strike zone. They're very intelligent in what they do. They're melodical. They understand that, you know, 0-2, 1-2, we can still hit corners. They don't make a lot of mistakes when they're ahead of the count. Obviously, you got to have a great pitching staff to be successful. Everybody knows that in any facet, whether it be softball, baseball, anything. But then when you look at the team, what are we built? You know, most of my teams over the years, and even in California, I've always based our teams on power. Mm-hmm. And do we like to have speed mixed in? Of course we do. But we're not going to be known as a fast team. We're not going to be known as a team that steals a lot of bases. We're not going to bunt a lot. We're going to try to beat you with a long ball. And we have we have athletes, 1 through 8, 1 through 9 perhaps, that can change a game with one swing, and that's a great thing. When we talk about, what is our soft part of our team? What part worries me a little bit? Well, a couple of things, quite frankly. Depth in the infield. We can't afford to have a lot of injuries, Brad. It's one of those things where, we just have one working player that will be platooning and making sure the pieces fit. But we have to stay healthy. And I think the second thing is we've had a couple of young ladies with, I'm not sure if they're nagging injuries or they're chronic injuries. We've had some back issues, and, they really haven't gone away. So that worries me a little bit about having healthy bodies on the field at all times. So if I had to pick two, those would be it. If we're healthy and we can stay strong, we're going to devote the next month and a half before Christmas break on just strictly strength and getting our bodies in shape and ready to compete. We'll be good. A couple injuries here and there against the wrong teams at the wrong time, it could hurt us a little bit. So those are the two things. I think a little depth in the infield and just having able, strong bodies is going to be the difference.
Right. Anybody specifically stand out for us?
Well, there's a lot of them. I mean, obviously, J.D. Bursaw coming off her great year. We've talked about the fact of how difficult it's going to be to repeat those same kind of numbers. And it's funny because even in the fall where we have fall teams, club teams coming in that don't know much about her, they still walk her. So it's going to be different. She's going to have to be more disciplined than last year. There's going to be teams that pitch around her, and she needs to understand that we got able bodies behind her to get the job done. Kaylee Mayberry's been fantastic in the fall. There's a young lady that platooned and played part-time last year. Actually, she was one of our pitchers.
Right.
We've taken her out of the pitching rotation. She's just too good on the offensive side of things. And she's strictly a first baseman hitter, but she's been protecting JD all fall with power numbers, consistency. McKay at third base, a really strong athlete, has been really swinging the bat well for us, and I couldn't be more excited about her. And Brianna Griffith, she's a young lady that's played second base, in previous years. And now she's at the shortstop position, so now she's got to use some footwork.
Different side of the bag.
It's a different side of the bag. It's a different dynamic. So we have a lot of athletes that are very versatile. The sophomores that are coming back, they prepared themselves very, very well. Their body's in great condition. So we got a lot of tools. We got a lot of things that we can throw at you. It's just a matter of staying healthy, staying consistent, trust your game. And then bringing it every single time, and we haven't brought it every day in the fall,
but you don't want to peak in the fall, so we're fine.
You don't want to peak in the fall, and it's difficult when you're up by 18 or 20 to
keep the focus.
Focus. And I don't give them that excuse, but we are humans, and sometimes we don't always bring our A game when we know the competition's not where it is. But make no mistake, I think everybody's better this year in Division I.
Sure.
And this is going to be a fight to the end.
It's going to be a fun year.
Yeah.
So we finish up the fall season. We've got, I think, another weekend left. But we do go down to ASU and play a little, nine-inning game with them. Any fear there? Are we going in there with some confidence?
Well, they're okay. It's just a typical Pac-12 team that's
it's just a Pac-12
It's
team.
just a Pac-12 team that dominates every year. They have a rich heritage, and they have great athletes and some of the best in the world. And when I talked to my girls about that yesterday, we sat down and I said, what's expected when you go down and play a quality team like that? And quite frankly, the thing in my mind is, don't make the game too big. Make defensive plays.
Right.
Okay? That's play clean softball.
Right.
You don't have to win. It's not about winning and losing. It's about making them earn their runs. Right. And so I put a big emphasis on defense, playing catch. When you get an opportunity to make an out, because they're just too gifted to give them 4, 5, 6 outs an inning.
Right.
So that's our goal. I know our pitchers are excited. Jaya Allen, our freshman pitcher, her parents are going to come watch her play for the first time this year, and they picked that game,
of course,
to come watch her. So no pressure there, piece
Right,
of
right.
cake. So she's excited. We're excited. It's an opportunity for them to go down and see a great facility and rub shoulders with some great athletes. And I expect them to compete very well.
Well, it should be a fun year. We open up in Vegas again end of January, and then our first home
Is that Tuesday?
is that Tuesday.
Coming back, yeah.
That Tuesday, and we open up conference right away. We got to be ready right away to get going in conference. All right, last question. We've been watching the. I'm gonna pick your MLB brain here.
Yes.
We've been watching the playoffs. Who do you like?
Well, I was a little disappointed the other night with some of the moves the Cubs made late in the game, with their pitching strategy. And, these coaches, I'm built a little different. These coaches are thinking about saves, and I'm thinking about getting to the next inning.
Right.
I'm a coach that, if we can get to the next inning, maybe we put a 3 spot up on the board, and then maybe we don't have to bring our ace out to finish out a game. And it's all about getting to that next inning. Those guys get paid a lot of money to make decisions, and those are the kind of decisions they make, and you live or die by your decisions. But I'm a guy that always wants to get to that next inning to give your team a chance. And, I don't think you can go with your 3rd or 4th or 5th best to get that done. Sometimes that'll nip you. So I like all the teams that are left. If I had to pick somebody, I'm going to have to say the Astros and the Dodgers are the two that are going to be in the World Series, and then if I would have to go there, I'd have to give the edge to the Astros, actually.
Yeah. Kenny Giles, former Yavapai College.
You can't beat that, and he's doing a great job.
Fantastic job.
He's coming in and closing games, and he's the guy that we all thought he would be, and he's doing a great job. It's exciting to watch him pitch.
When you got a 100-mile-an-hour arm, you're going to have some success there.
Well, and again, I played some professional ball with the Reds, and I never had any luck with 100 miles an hour. So, I feel for those guys, and these armchair people that sit at home and say, "I can't believe he swung at that slider and this and that," and I'm thinking, you
don't understand.
When you're seeing 100 miles an hour on your hands, and then you see a slider that's down and away, and you think it's a fastball. It can make fools out of us all. So
indeed.
It's fun to watch.
It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you being here. We're excited for the softball season coming up. We obviously have a fall season to finish up, but we're looking forward to the spring season. So, Rough Rider Nation, we want to thank you for joining us. Follow us on GoRoughRiders.com, on Twitter, on Facebook, and as always, Go Rough Riders.
Thank you.